Hello everyone, my name is Ricky, and today I want to show you how to utilize functions in the language of C. Now, functions are very important when it comes to any programming language. The main reason that we utilize them is so that we do not repeat ourselves. When we create a function, we can essentially use it as many times as we'd like to, allowing us to kind of be more efficient with our code and call the function rather than typing out all the lines of code that are within that function. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so what I did here was I created a basic outline. I actually forgot to do something, so I'll kind of talk about that a little bit later. But the first thing that we're doing up here is we're including the standard input-output library. This will allow us to print something out to the user as well as get something in from the user. Both of those will be utilized here in the printf and scanf functions here. If you'd like a little bit more information on those two functions, please feel free to take a look at my previous video. But essentially what we're doing is we are declaring two variables, both called x and y. Now they are of type integer. Now the printf here gets outputted to the user, type in two numbers. The scanf will allow us to capture two numbers here, both of type digit, which will then translate to the first one being x and the second one being y. Now we're calling a math function here, and I actually had to declare the function because C is essentially a top-down language, which means that when the program is run, it starts from the top and goes to the bottom. So right here, it starts here, captures all the libraries that are going to be included, which in this case is just one, and then the program will actually be notified that there is a math function to look out for. After that, we'll go to the main function here, and then once we kind of go within the main function, we will then be directed to the math function, which will then be utilized down here. Essentially, if we were to get rid of this and attempt to run our code, it'll say right here that we actually cannot utilize math because we need to initialize it up here. And it looks like I forgot to actually add the ampersands here. So I've gone ahead and added them there. Now when we run our code, everything looks good. Oh, whoops. Okay. So yes, sorry about that. So now when we run our code, it'll essentially ask me to do two integers. So I'm just going to do 1 and 2. Now, as you can kind of see here, this is essentially what I forgot to do. So I forgot to actually print it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in, essentially do the same thing here. Create a results variable, and then print out the results. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and run it again, and then we're going to type in functions. So I'm just going to do 1 and 2, and then as you can kind of see down here, it typed out 3. Here I'm going to kind of make it a little bit cleaner, just adding a new line at the last print sign. That way it doesn't print out that percentage sign. The percentage sign is just basically the terminal's indicator that the program is ended. So I like to put a new line so it doesn't kind of include that in the output. But again, so essentially what we've done here, we've asked the user for two integers. Now the reason that it allowed two integers is because I declared two integers will be received. Both of these right here of type digit. The first type digit right here will be utilized for x. The second one will be utilized for y. I then feed in x and y to the math function here, which will be assigned to a variable of result. Now result will be equal to whatever is returned by this function, and then since the function is down here, it captures x and it captures y, and then again I've created another variable called result, and I've set result equal to x and y, which in this case 1 plus 2 equals 3. I also want to point out too that the result and the main function and math function do not need to be the same variable name to work. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. If you like these videos, please feel free to give it a thumbs up as well as subscribe. I'm a very relatively new YouTube channel, so any sort of suggestions or any sort of problems that you'd like me to potentially go over, if I know how to answer them confidently, I will definitely kind of provide an answer to your comment or even make a video on it. My biggest thing is I don't like to post anything unless I fully understand it and am able to teach it. So yeah, again, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. See you next time.